All right, it's your boy Mula. This week after Five podcast, and we back with another one. Women shouldn't vote. Here's why.
Think we've told us women. Yeah, I know, shocked. But that's,
Right, but hear
I
me
mean,
out.
that's
Do
what
you know
men and
what?
that's what both men and
I want to
women.
hear. I want to hear what you have to say.
I'll tell you. So I think we live in a society that's very self-centered, and everything's about us. And I think especially women, we've gotten a ton of attention from the time we were like 14, 15 years old when we got on social media, or whenever, right? Because we got Facebook, and so you're immediately given all this attention from men, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this has kind of made us brainwashed to think we're more important than we are. We're more
Yeah, I
special
get
than we
that.
are. And I think we think our opinion matters more than it does. I'm not saying our opinion doesn't matter at all, but I think couples that really made it 50, 60 years, they weren't concerned about happiness. I think they were concerned about duty and playing your role.
Yeah.
But now we've been told it's about me, and my happiness. And I think that should be last, especially when you got kids.
I feel like that is
Last. Me.
due now because if you look at it, social media has given so many people a voice. I feel like social media is definitely a bigger part to play in it. And I also have to blame Disney because Cinderella, Snow White,
Yes.
Mulan,
Yeah.
we
The
all
media.
know we all know how it's gone. It's been pushed in our faces to have that fairy tale, but I feel like where we go wrong is realistically everyone deserves happiness. Why would you want to be
Is a fairy tale true?
in a situation where it's a shit show of there's nothing to show for it?
I think a lot of times women don't even know what makes us happy. And no, seriously,
No,
because
it's
we
true.
we think very short term. So
Yeah.
we'll go for that top guy, right? And is getting pumped and dumped a couple, by the top guys really going to make us happy. Like, think about it. The last 100 years, we've had more choice than ever. We could do anything we want, and we have chosen to be whores.
That's right. Y'all chose that fucking thing right there.
As a group.
I feel like
100 years ago, 85% of us were virgins on our wedding days. Think about that. 100 years ago, even let's just say the women were liars, right? And let's double the amount. Like, let's make it from 15 to 30%. That's still 2 out of 3. Now waited till they were married, got married young, stayed married. And so it's like, what has us choosing done for us, for our happiness?
Yeah.
When we follow our hearts, it's like we're led to destruction.
But then you have to remember why women were so much like. You have to remember why women so much had to fight for their rights in certain situations. Not every situation.
So
but in certain situations.
No, I'll tell you, it's all propaganda. They funded the schools and the women's studies department and basically rewrite history. And there's articles of them doing this. They basically say, we're going to speak for the women at the time, but the women of the time can't speak for themselves. So, for example, the suffragettes, which is the women that were fighting to vote, really weren't popular. They weren't liked. People thought they were crazy. And they even wrote at the time, I don't think we could, it's going to be tough for us to convince women to get out of the home. And they planned bombings, they planned assassinations. These women that are painted as heroes, fighting for our rights, they really weren't. They weren't the people you think if you actually read the writings at the time. The anti-suffragettes was a bigger movement than the suffragettes. So, but yeah, but see, the reason you think that is because of the propaganda. It's they put women were just so easy to influence. It's so crazy, and everyone's catering to us. So the companies are trying to sell us something all the time. So typically what the companies will do is sell us that we can be young forever. That's what they'll typically.
Because women are the biggest market realistically because we consume
a lot of
so
money,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the education, they they sell us a lot of majors that just make us victims, or we can psychoanalyze men. We love psychology and psychiatry and women's study and education.
No, this is my.
I don't know what it is.
See what be fucking y'all up. She a woman. She's saying this shit. And they do you got some balls? It's crazy.
And then on top of that, the politicians are all catering to us too, and the men are trying to sleep with us, so they don't really tell us the truth either. He's saying he's gonna wife a hoe. No offense, but
I love her.
Boom. Straight lie. He not gonna wife her. He love him, but he ain't gonna wife him. Might one night him, but I ain't gonna wife him.
Yeah, for the night. But if you were looking for a wife tomorrow, you're probably not
You're not
gonna
even gonna look at those.
You're
like.
ain't gonna look
Or
You'll
if you
never look at those
if you
hoes.
had the choice, you'd pick a chick that was more pure for
Yeah.
a wife. Yeah,
No, I would.
see, yeah, exactly.
Boom. See, look, just like
But like what the
But I
pro-
don't discriminate. So
okay, if you were gonna have a child with someone, you wouldn't.
You're
I
gonna
would
pick
choose the
carefully.
best of the bunch. Yeah, 100%.
But
I agree with you.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
personally, what would you be happy to bring home to show mom
To show mum.
or your grandma or like someone dearest to you? Like,
Someone that ticks all the boxes that society has deemed great, good,
I don't
right?
know. Okay.
Yeah. So what? Like what?
Oh, someone that's just got someone that's like family orientated, a homebody, someone that goes to the gyms, into fitness.
But also a hoe.
But also a hoe. You
Oh,
can
no,
get
no,
all of
but
those
no,
things.
no,
but
what I'm
But she
she
can
could
still be a hoe.
No. You said who would I like to bring home?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd like to bring home someone with the attributes that society.
not a hoe. Y'all saw that? He stopped it. No. Someone who I want to bring home to my mom.
would
All right.
deem
Do you mind
good.
if she had all those things?
Yeah.
But you knew she kind of been around a little bit or whatever.
Yeah.
Would you just forget all of that and say this is a good woman? We just gel.
Depends on if she's been with my friends or
Oh,
not.
okay. She hasn't
Can I-
been with your
Yeah.
friends.
Oh, well, then, yeah, we can forget all that.
Yeah,
I feel
see,
like-
I like that's what I like,
You can
because a
forget
lot
all
of
that.
men will be childish and be like, "Oh, I can never be with her because she did this in her past and she did that in her past."
As
where-
they should.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually one of my solutions.
Hold on. Why the man gotta be childish because he don't want to bring a hoe to the house for a housewife? That's childish. It's a preference. Why do men preference always get bashed, but women always got their own preference? And it's, you go, girl, you gonna get that man. You can get it. You got it. Manifest it. Speak it into existence. Faith. All that bullshit.
Is I think men should only get married to virgins.
Oh wow.
You find the virgins.
I think
find the
no.
virgins.
Hear me
Find
out. Hear
all
me
these
out. Okay,
virgins.
let me pitch this
That's
to
the
you.
next T-shirt.
Let
though.
me
That's the
let
next
me
t-shirt.
let me pitch it to you. Let me pitch it to you. Let me pitch it to you. Now, I'd like to say, as a non-virgin, you know what I mean? I'm 26.
Uh-huh.
This wouldn't even benefit me, but I really think it would benefit society. Okay, virgins have a 70 to 80% chance of a happy marriage. Now, what happens when the marriages break down? What happens? There's more criminals. There's more kids that run away from home.
More
There's
criminals.
yeah.
Yes,
No,
absolutely, I
most
agree.
criminals are from
Yeah.
single mother
Yeah.
homes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's
yeah.
most
Correct.
people in mental institutions,
Yeah.
single mother homes,
Correct.
school shooters, every problem, the homeless,
Starting
single
from the
mother
home.
homes.
Correct.
It's really, and single father homes don't have the same effect. Okay. So when a woman has 0 partners, she has 70 to 80% chance of being happy after 10 years. If you've slept with 5 men, which the consensus from the men is most women have slept with 5 men. The women will fight me tooth and nail on this, but when I talk to the men, they're like, yeah, all these chicks, it's at least 5. Like, they're like, 5 is like a virgin now. That's what that's what the guys are telling. Would you guys agree or
Yeah.
disagree?
Yeah.
That's the new version. 5. We had 5 bodies before me, and that is the new version.
Definitely.
Okay, they're like 4. That's amazing. Like, and so when you get to 5, it goes down to a 20 to 30% chance of being happy. So now he's entering a contract where the woman can take everything. She can take your kids, she can take your house, and she can take half of your money pretty much at any time. And she could falsely accuse you of abuse and then go to court. Like, it's really, the odds are really stacked against them in court. And so this is really risky, right? He could work his whole life just to have his wife take his shit. And then his kids are going to be messed up too. So I just, as a guy, I think that they should just not make children with non-virgins and just throw all the non-virgins away until the next generation of women are like, I want to get married. And it seems like that's the only way to get married. And I think we would learn, and then maybe a couple non-virgins will like make it through. Do you know what I mean? Like a couple non-virgins will be like, all right, I'm going to work really hard and just worship the ground he walks on. And then they might get in. Do you know what I mean? But like, I think women, we just don't appreciate men unless we have to work for them.
They might get in. They might.
And I think the problem is now we just get them for doing nothing. And I think the men should like raise their standards. And I think that would fix a lot. Not everything, but I think that's step one. So take away our vote, get rid of no-fault divorce, and only marry virgins.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Then there's going to be a lot of single women out there.
No, I do think men should raise their standards, though.
What?
Definitely.
There's going to be a lot of single women out there, and more or less
based on our own choices. Yeah.
But as well, there's going to be a lot of us running to the sperm banks, and that's going to also develop a lot of single kids.
I think that women should be banned from sperm banks. Yeah.
You can't get you can't get an abortion.
I think
or you can't get no babies.
Yeah, this is another thing. I think we can go if we have like, okay, if you have fertility issues with a husband.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you're not married, like, why are you choosing single motherhood?
Yeah.
That's just selfish. You should be banned. So all these single women that want to run to the sperm banks instead of dating an average guy.
The one at the bottom.
Yeah. It's like the one at the bottom's waiting
He's
for
waiting to have.
I think
He's
women.
a really nice guy.
He's a nice
He's
guy.
a nice guy. Yeah, I just think we have too many options, and I just think society will be better if we had some consequence. I think at least the top two guys. Like if Brad Pitt said, "I want a virgin tomorrow," he could get one. Like
That's true.
And so if you told the
They'd have to make one.
like obviously
In a lab.
a guy at the what?
They'd have to make one in a lab somewhere.
All the women start that way. He just have to wait like 5 years for the next round of 22-year-olds. Yeah, so I agree with you. I think, but like these women, made the bed, lie in it, and I think if you don't want that outcome, learn what men want, work really hard, and you'll get someone. Yeah.
There you
But
go.
I think the majority got to wait for the virgins.
There you go. That's part of the solution. So let's work on that, y'all. Y'all heard what she said. It's your boy Moolah this week at That Fat Podcast. We'll be back with another one. Bow.